Pod Leadum.
Top model. All the cycles. Podcast. Lead. Spelled backwards. Dumb.
Pod Leadum.
Hey, you, come here. Not that close. That's better. So you think you're about to listen to a typical episode of Pod Leadum, don't you? You know what that is. America's Next Top Model podcast spelled backwards. I'm Alexander Price, and they walked, took a photo, and I met them.
How very dare you. My name is Hannah Jane Ginsburg. But first, I'm going to take a cue from Twitter King and ultimate prankster himself, Ashton Kutcher.
And I'm JW Crump, and this sweet Southern girl thinks she's a reject.
And we're, of course, talking about Psycho 16, Episode 1, Aaron Wasson.
Wasson.
Or, as I so perfectly have titled it, the girl who, at the end of the day, still doesn't have a bed.
Oh, no! But if you want to pay for our beds, you can become a sponsor by going to anchor.fm/podleadum. One more time, that's anchor.fm/podleadum. Special shout out this week, Leah. Unless I'm mispronouncing it. It actually could be
It could be Lee. It also could be Lee.
Just Lee?
Because, like I took a nap in the Lee, in the grassy Lee.
Oh. Either way, be just like them and go to anchor.fm/podleadum to sponsor today. And y'all, we've hit Podleadum milestone. One that we predicted would actually happen later. And it's happened earlier. We were hoping it would happen by All-Stars, and here we are. It happened before finishing and releasing Psycho 15, and here we are recording Psycho 16. We have hit, and honestly, blast past it, 500,000 unique listens. Yay!
Number's so big, my mind can't even comprehend it.
And I think we all just want to take the time to acknowledge that, especially if you don't follow us on social media and don't know that, because we're getting close to 200 episodes. We're obviously getting close to All-Stars, which is a whole different top model. And I can't believe we have something that has 500,000 listens and will one day have 1 million listens.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to thank everyone out there because it's what you guys have done.
Yes.
We have just promoted it. You know, we're not part of a network, really. Mm-hmm. We don't have, other than Anchor, a ton of sponsor. We don't have reach, and it's what you guys have done. Our reach was our friends who were sick and tired of hearing about it.
And to watch the community find each other has been really very joyful.
And it's starting to come full circle because now my friends who are more prolific Reddit users send me screenshots of other threads where people recommend us. And they're out there like, JB, you're such a star, blah, blah, blah. And it's so nice to have created something that people enjoy enough to recommend just out of the goodness of their heart that they want to share it with people.
We are good. We are around.
And so are y'all.
You.
Now, the description of this episode says...
Now, let's get into this.
Says, before you even get into the episode proper, the description on Amazon says J. Emmanuel.
Emmanuel?
J. Emmanuel.
Uh-huh. The Lord's
Wild.
J.
The Lord's J.
Okay. In case you've forgotten or haven't watched this episode yet, Alexander did a brilliant skit. But It
was very like Tyra in that way.
Yeah.
The first episode, but it is not really an audition episode, and yet also...
Who's really getting pranked? The contestants or us?
No, I would argue the losers get pranked are the real prankies. Because...
Who are those women? Who are they?
Nameless women that are never seen of again. So Tyra informs us, casual newsy Tyra.
Her professional photographer's hat has never been so precariously perched atop her head.
Informs us that we all know, you know how we used to sit behind a desk, me and the Jays? so tired.
Instead, I'm going to give you my character's reel.
You know what, though?
Here's
They're
the thing.
not bad.
They're not bad.
They're not. The
Some of
acting
them
is
feel
whatever.
like personal attacks.
That is true.
The writing, though, of some of the lines is actually legitimately got a laugh out of me.
Some of it is actually well written.
The first gal, who is pretty chipper blonde stereotype,
Whose favorite
when she
designer
says-
is...
Hello Kitty. When she says, I'll do anything to be top model, anything, except cut my hair. I laughed. I
The only thing
cackled, listeners.
that bothered me about that was that she was holding a purse, which would never happen.
Yes, also, what fresh hell is this wig that they put on her? Then we have It's Me, Angora Noilandra Typhatia Michaels.
See, to me, this felt like
Game of Thrones?
just being mean to Angelique.
Oh.
Yeah, I got that a little too. But then also, again, just the writing was funny where at the end, she goes, what do I have that the other girls don't have? Hello. And honestly, I was like, that's funny.
The best writing, I thought, was saved for
Yes.
obvious Alina Reed,
Uh-huh.
arty goth girl. First, I am my art. Mwah. No notes.
Chef's kiss.
But I'm not a cookie cutter. I cut the cookies.
Poetry.
That is good comedy writing.
And honestly, when she walked out as that character and said, look, let me start off by saying, I don't want to be here. Again, I hate that I laughed legitimately several times.
Characters were for sure welcome.
Yeah, that's right.
Then we have a glass shatter noise.
Because Tyra's throwing casting week where? Out the window. And she did not open that window first.
No.
Yeah, why didn't you open that window?
Whoosh, shatter. So at the end of tonight, the girls are going to be facing Nigel, Andre, and me in the judging room. But first, I'm going to take a cue from, as Hannah said, Twitter King. When was Ashton Kutcher crowned Twitter King?
I don't remember that at all. The only person that I ever think of as a celebrity that we all collectively decided aced Twitter is, what's her face?
Chrissy Teigen.
Chrissy Teigen.
And then
Thank you.
I would say Little Nas X is the next evolution of that.
Sure.
And then we get the change of hats. Get rid of the directorial newsy professional hat, put on the not branded Von Dutch trucker hat of Twitter King Ashton Kutcher.
This logic broke my brain because Tyra says, I'm going to do a prank show, but I'm only going to do a prank show to show them how real the modeling industry is.
This has become untenable. And then we have what breaks my brain, which is full color flash forward, because we ruin one of the tie-overs.
This episode is like a recap episode for a season that hasn't happened yet.
Yes,
It is
exactly.
Wild. And my conspiracy theory,
Do.
thank you, is that they finally realized that the contestants were controlling their own narratives too much and able to define themselves too much. And they said, no, we're going to tell the audience who you are.
Yep.
But let me ask a question. I haven't looked ahead yet. Is this cycle shorter by an episode?
Ooh.
Because if it's not...
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either.
Because they do so... I don't know. There was a part of me, because they do so much of what is a traditional casting audition week episode, and then just pivot in the middle to this quote-unquote prank, that part of me feels like something went awry and they decided upon this.
That was the other thing. She keeps telling us that they're not doing an audition episode while giving us everything that happens in an audition episode, except for
them telling their own
unfortunately
stories.
getting to know these contestants, which makes it more difficult to feel anything when the first one gets eliminated, because we don't know any of them yet.
Tyra, two things.
Mm-hmm.
What is this out of context drawing of Jacqueline? Wild.
I don't know.
And then also, this opening lasted 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
And yet, if you had told me it was longer, I'd have been like, yeah, like it was a lot. But then the montage of Tyra, while she's talking about being rejected from, I believe she said her first 6 agencies.
6 is what she says.
Rejection.
In red letters over Tyra's photos that we have been told her mom took at the train tracks.
Right.
Is so, it feels like it's just mean to those photos because that was I guess maybe the theory is that's the only thing she had in her portfolio at the time.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Also, I have a conspiracy theory. One of many this episode. I believe a casting episode was filmed separately. And then they realized they didn't have enough footage for 2 distinct episodes.
Maybe.
Because we see them come in on a flight. We have footage of what a casting normally
walking
looks like.
The airport runway.
Full photo shoots.
And showing it in past tense, like Hannah said, is so wild.
Yeah.
It's like you missed an episode.
And when we get introduced to, the show is telling us that these 3 are going to be the important characters. We get Brittany, who is going to break down and get a big haircut.
And y'all better stick around for that episode, right? Please?
You want to watch her destroy herself, right? Jacqueline, who's going to have to deal with her biggest critic, herself.
Wow. And then is this when we see her screaming at her baby face?
Yes.
Yes. And at this drawing by a 3-year-old.
I can't wait I don't remember that.
I don't remember this at all.
And then finally, Alexandria, who is one of the few people from this cycle that I remember, because this cycle is a big blind spot for me.
Sure.
Me too. All the listeners should know, especially if this is one of your favorite cycles, this felt like a new episode to me. I even got who was going home incorrect.
You would, following the logic of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
But she says of Alexandria, this girl's tough skin is gonna rub a lot of the other girls raw. Who approved this language?
What that says to me is it's confirming what I already thought about this cycle, which is that Alexandria seems like an adult.
So far in this episode.
Also, Alexander and I made a fun discovery, Hannah.
Oh.
This is a cycle where all of us have an almost 1-to-1 avatar. Because there's an Alexandria, there's a Hannah.
Yep.
And there's Jacqueline, a Southerner with a J name.
The Jacquelines of Top Model are a gift.
They really are.
A high-voiced, Southern, positive gift.
Jacqueline!
And
Jacqueline! Oh, have they ever been in a room together? Can I get footage?
Could you imagine? They just say their names higher and higher pitch.
Jocelyn! Jacqueline! Jocelyn! Jocelyn! Anyway. They transition into the camera, so now we're in the present?
Yes!
It feels like, and also, up to this point, high fashion has not been mentioned.
No. Not
it's
yet.
Just the realities of the modeling industry.
But then the high fashion industry is mentioned in such an aggressive way that I cannot. Because we skip to who our 14 contestants are. And after the 3 that Hannah mentioned, we have Monique, and then we have Kasha. And
is that how we're saying her name?
I think we have to say it. One of the
big problems with me of not having an audition episode is that we don't hear the contestants introduce themselves, so we are forced to rely on trusting Tyra's pronunciation of their names.
We just have to say Kasha, because I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
But we learn that Kasha is a working model who is working because she has already been in V magazine. And I think they just literally were like, well, we need a full-figured, fiercely real model. So let's pick one that the fashion industry has already decided is fine.
They like.
And also, Kasha's photo.
Working so hard to make fiercely real happen.
Oh my God.
Kasha's photo is fucking fabulous.
Oh my God.
And also, I don't know why, but the reveal that she was 26 made our theory about her being plucked out as like an already working model, because I'm like, yeah, she's older too. In another
So
cycle,
much
that would have
older.
been her thing.
Did y'all get big Kardashian vibes from Monique?
I got just big Megan Fox vibes because of the way she looks.
Yeah.
I love her vibes.
Yeah. I thought I wasn't going to, and then
Me
the more I
too.
got of her in the episode, the more I was like, no, I am on the Monique train.
Yeah, guys, I'm here for Monique in a way that I didn't think I was gonna be.
Monique seems like she is so fun.
Yes.
Like legitimately smart, but like plays, you know what, she's almost got in some ways that Paris Hilton-esque vibe where you're like, you're very smart, but you have more fun when you're just being a little dumbass.
Yeah, I would argue that that is more close than Kardashian is Paris Hilton, of someone who knows what they're doing and has been found out for knowing what they're doing, has said it out loud.
But
also,
it's
still going to reap the benefits of people not like thinking that she doesn't know what she's doing.
Yes, exactly.
But also, sorry, Monique, we're going to compare you to one model a lot. It's just Shalom Harlow over and over and over. And also
she barely. She kind of looks like Shalom Harlow in that one photo.
In that one photo they found.
Yes, but she looks like Megan Fox.
Did y'all notice that the top model font got a very shiny glow up?
The font, the style, the size.
The size is what is aggressive, and it is all in caps now.
Those Tyrons take up half the screen.
Going from no caps to full caps was so aggressive in the way of, you know, and you can joke that like when someone writes in all caps, they're screaming.
Yeah.
I feel these Tyrons screaming at me.
And I don't know why, because it's later in the episode and we saw plenty of them beforehand, but for some reason Michaela's the one that really like hit me in the face. I think it's because her name has a lot of sharp angles.
Yeah,
so
like Michaela.
KAE is not like a letter combination that you see that often also, I think. It looks very distinct.
We also meet a model who, will address it now, currently goes by the name Rune. And they, them pronouns. But in the parlance of the show is presented as Sarah. And we kind of talked about this, a little peek behind the kimono, peek behind the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
We are probably going to most likely refer to them as Sarah using they, them pronouns. Yes. That's the pronouns they use. But in the show, they are only represented as Sarah. It would be, I think, hard for just notes and
confusing
continuity.
Yeah.
And also, you know, it's a top model staple. If we got a Sarah, we need a Sarah. That's something.
Yeah. And I'm going to try to be very careful about referring to the group as the contestants. And I'm sure I'm going to mess up, but this is what we're going for.
Yeah, we're so used to saying the girls, and also it comes up because the show says it so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
That our brains are like conditioned both from doing the podcast. And I don't want any of this to come across as an excuse.
No.
And I totally get that if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't know about that, y'all. I get that. This is a decision that we think is best for the podcast. And you'll notice as a comparison that we had completely recorded and completed Cycle 11 with Leo.
Yes.
And if you look back at those episodes now, you'd be like, wow, used the contestant's name at the time instead of Leo. But now we refer to them with they, them pronouns and Leo.
Yeah.
Since we do know this in the moment of recording, that's why we're 100% choosing the they, themness of it all with that kind of stuff, because we don't want this decision to come across disrespectful in any way.
No, and we're not trying to dead name them or disrespect them. It is hard. I will place it in the same kind of idea and sphere as later we're going to have to talk about Winnie with a different name. Winnie Harlow goes by Winnie Harlow after the show. I imagine we're not going to say Winnie in the context of the show because that's what she was not going by at the time.
Right.
Yeah. It's just striking that balance of being respectful to the contestants, but also meeting the show where it's at. And this is how we feel best strikes that balance.
And I'll palate cleanse this. more important than anything, we need to talk about how they have a braided rat tail.
They don't have a rat tail, though. I will argue it is not a rat tail.
Yeah,
I will argue it is a Jedi braid.
Oh, yes.
It is a different thing. A rat tail needs to be center of the neck.
Mm-hmm.
A Jedi braid is from the side of your head.
Cool.
So it does kind of.
I don't like it.
Agreed. I'm just saying the show incorrectly identifies it.
And they get no journey whatsoever because get ready, y'all, because I can't wait for the list that we get of everyone's one defining characteristic, which is mostly physical.
Because
in this episode, because there are no interviews, they have to introduce us to so many contestants. There's one contestant that we get a talking head from. And when their name came up, I was like,
I don't remember what they look like.
Nope.
Yeah.
Also, more important, group hugs are back, everyone. Tyra is back in fine with group hugs.
Because she knows she's about to be mean.
So
and then
pull off an elaborate prank. Who were these other women? Had they also auditioned for the show?
Yes.
Were they hired extras?
No.
Were they the ones who were actually the victims of a way meaner prank?
That one.
I think so too. Like, I'm really upset with what theoretically happened to, because it's so much meaner to think you got in and then be told you're not.
Yes.
They make it because, and this is the way the show frames it. They make it seem like Tyra was choosing those top 14 from the people who were there, whoever was walking on that airport runway and doing that photo shoot.
And actually, this is what's so frustrating to me and what I kind of love about this episode at the same time. You know what I really like seeing? This BTS footage where it felt real. Where Tyra, the casting people, the producers were sitting down, snacking, watching footage and being
I
like,
love this.
that person's
Put her on the board.
That was
love this.
Great.
I wish we'd seen 5 minutes of that.
Yes.
Me too. Because that was actually fascinating, and that's actually how the show works. Yep. Those fireplace chats with the Jays, they've decided who those people are. I want this footage, and it was I was so angry that instead we just get nameless women who are whisked away and never seen again.
Well, and it's just such a much meaner prank.
Yes.
And also what's funny about that, like that behind the scenes kind of stuff, is that would endear me to Tyra so much more.
Agreed.
Tyra snacking on chips, saying put her on the board. That's so fun.
That was one of the best parts of the Mr. J terrible book was the like eating ice cream and talking. Like, that is what I want from Tyra Banks instead of the performative bullshit that we get all the time.
Are we ready for the list?
Please.
Okay, we need to say something.
Yes.
In some ways, I love this because we truly get a real comparison of all the contestants, all the models, all together with some photo we really did not see taken. Some of whom are all of weird photos.
So weird.
And I'm going to go through everyone's description because it won't take long because everyone gets a characteristic. Freckle-faced Dominique. Fiercely real Kasha. Petite Andre? Spicy blonde Alexandria?
No. That was a captions crunch.
What did it say?
She said feisty. Captions wrote spicy.
And
Perfect.
Spicy blonde speaks to me as spicy white, quote unquote. That whole fucking terrible trend of things that we need to eliminate. Eliminate from our vernacular.
But I'm pretty sure she said feisty and the captions crunch.
It makes a lot more sense.
Yes.
Sexy Mama Monique.
What is that storyline that we have not been told?
Wait, we were told on the runway that she was presenting too sexy.
But now that's her whole thing. And also Mama.
Because the show has decided
what their
storylines are. The show is not going to let them
define
define themselves at all. They're going to tell you who they are. And sometimes who they are is golden-haired.
Yes. Golden-haired Molly. Elegant Nicole.
Elegant
Sarah. Hippie Hannah. Babyface Jacqueline. And then this one. Brittany from the block.
No! No!
Because they couldn't just say, poor Brittany.
Poor Brittany. Poverty-stricken Brittany.
Trailer trash Brittany. That was what she wanted to say.
Right?
Regal Dahlia. And y'all, this photo of Dahlia. How?
I forgot Dahlia was on this.
Don't remember what she looks like.
I cannot tell you what Dahlia looks like now.
Nope.
We watched the episode.
Edgy
I watched
Michaela
the day of recording, and I can't tell you.
and Sassy Angelia.
Sassy is rude.
Well,
I mean,
all
most
of these are
are
nothing.
Pretty rude.
All of these are nothing. Dominique's whole thing is having freckles.
Okay. And then
Apparently, Andre is not the right height for the show.
I need to know what is going on with Andre. And this is the wildest spelling of Andre I have ever seen.
I think it's gorgeous. This is perfect top model to me
It
because
looks great.
it is a name that we're familiar with, but is spelled less commonly, and that is top model, and we haven't gotten one in a while.
I'm not worried about pronouncing it, and my phone gets a new predictive spelling.
Good. Okay. And then, y'all, we start the producers' storyline of dealing with Hannah. Because my conspiracy theory is Hannah is an alien who is in a human suit and is got into this competition.
I backed up the episode to try to figure out where this voice was from.
It is Hannah.
Texas was not what I predicted.
Hannah is a human model because sometimes
I'm gonna see it. Hold on. I'm gonna try to do it. We think we're just at this like innocent little reception. There's so much rise and fall, but it all stays within the same tone.
And this is the crazy thing about this. Every time Hannah's on screen, I'm like, wild, but also not wrong. She looks gorgeous at all times. She sounds wild, but isn't like, I'm buying it. I'm buying what Hannah is selling me. And what she's selling me is Leo Tipton with an asymmetrical pigtail.
Hannah is also the assigned narrator more quickly than we've ever gotten an assigned narrator before.
So we watch this extremely cruel shadow prank.
Not only is this cruel, they give the lowest res quality pictures to these losers.
And if we are wrong and these were just hired extras, please let us know because I can feel better about it.
I would so wish that.
Then the music from a very special episode of Beverly Hills 90210 kicks in. And Mr. J, even his fake apologies are shitty. Because he says, for those of you who don't have a photo, I'm sorry that you feel upset right now.
That is not an apology. I know we've talked about what is and is not an apology on this show before and have taught a generation of Podleadum listeners how not to apologize. But you never should say, I'm sorry you feel, ever.
It's not a great start to any apology.
Nope.
Unless you haven't turned on your AC, even though it's May, and you can say, I'm sorry you feel hot, JW, because it's May, and on May 1st, 7 a.m., you should turn on your air conditioning.
Summer sucks.
Alexandria, no matter how they are going to paint her, is being so nice to the other contestants. She is saying, we got this far from thousands, comforting folks, doing the work.
I literally
Brittany comes in hard with a lot of tragedy.
Brittany wants to be Chelsea so badly.
This was my life, and now I don't have anything.
We get some respite for a couple of reasons. Because we get a description of their luggage in the basement-like room. Because as you'll find out, it's definitely not a basement.
Basement looking.
Yep. And their luggage is just like ploink.
Oh, see,
ploink.
I wrote plomp.
Captions crunched it as plonk. Both work to me.
I can't believe both of you have skirted so quickly past Jacqueline, who is going to be a breath of fresh air this cycle, when she said to Monique, "You're beautiful. Don't cry."
You really are.
In fact, I'm going to say something crazy. I think we're all beautiful.
I feel like you're the only person allowed to do the accent, JW. I feel like for me and Alexander, it's rude, but from you, it's just rude.
It's also just, I can so rarely do impressions of anybody, and let me have it. Let me fucking have it.
This basement definitely looks like an apartment being hidden. Because
I've got news for you, Alexander Hat.
Look, this apartment is 2,400 square feet. The curtain that they're covering it with is maybe 500 feet long.
So they
wish we don't see it. I wish the curtain had like a faux brick wall on the side that they're in. Just like so clearly fake.
So we have ANTM producer Carrie Mabane.
Casting producer Carrie, who is not here for this.
No, Carrie deserves an Emmy because she actually feels like a producer who's done with the contestants.
Tyra always feels really bad about this. So,
and
she'll be over to say goodbye.
And she always likes to get a chance to say goodbye to you before you guys take off and go home. So she'll be able to say goodbye and then just walks away.
Runs.
This is where the font choice assaulted Alexander Price, because the way Carrie was spelled out was so aggressive, especially because it's like, who's this? Why is Carrie getting a Tyra?
We'll never see her again.
You know what's important about Carrie? Because I looked her up. She was the senior casting associate for the Pussycat Dolls Present Girlicious.
Good.
Nice.
Tyra's outfit.
The wig. Coco Peru said, "Where is that wig that I styled?"
Look, I can't. That is so the least of my problems with this outfit. Blue, leopard print, puffy sleeved blazer with a giant sateen bow tie.
And also, those puffy sleeves were also somehow stiff. It looked like it was going to be a reveal in Diana the Musical.
Yes, JW's favorite
musical.
That he's so angry he didn't get to see on stage.
If this comes back, I will watch a high school production of that. I do not care. I want to see it
Could
live.
you imagine a high school production of Diana the Musical?
And Tyra does some fake comforting because she's gotten like so turned down. And why was this so funny to me? The road to success and to the top is not a straight line. It's a zigzag line.
Because you would never say zigzag line.
Zigzag line.
And then we reveal that we're actually in their model apartment / hotel. It is called the Hope Apartments. It's at Hope and 8th Street in downtown Los Angeles. And currently, a 3-bedroom apartment goes for between $5,200 and $7,600 a month.
I mean, that's a lot, but honestly, we're 3 bedrooms. That's 3 people, right?
In downtown LA.
Yeah. This place looked, I don't want to say cheap. It didn't look cheap. It looked
We didn't get
lesser
a ton
than
of shots of it, though.
It looked lesser than
all
other
we
places.
All we see is the contestants' photos on easels, and then
blown up so big.
Yeah. And then what we are told are pictures of Tyra, because this is cycle 16. All the pictures of Tyra are from when she was 16.
So this house is filled with underage photos of Tyra, including, eventually, the Tyra mail.
If you ever, I call it the tie baby mail.
Fun.
If you ever were trying to explain the way Tyra Banks' brain worked to someone, I would just pull that fact out and present it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's a better summation of the way her brain works.
And I get that everyone is going to have a big reaction to this. Dahlia needed to go to the hospital. Dahlia has a full seizure. Cannot get up.
Who's
Cannot
Dahlia?
Stop.
Can we talk about, maybe it's because it's blown up so big, but Kasha's frowny face in her picture, she looks like an emoji. She is frowning so hard just with her mouth.
Angelia tells me, the viewer, to remember her face, a contestant I have just met for the first time.
Also, we get Brittany's full story, which is, in her words, trailer to penthouse. And that is not the story she thinks it is.
I think it's so interesting when Tyra talks to the contestants and says, I know y'all thought it was weird that the fiercest 14 were going home, and then all of them were like, yeah, that, but sure, but it's this show, Tyra. We've had so many people from semis that you've then put on the show later. So,
but also, what happened to those 16 girls, Tyra? What happened to those 16 girls?
bus off the cliff.
Commercial flight home.
Remember season 2 of Veronica Mars, how it starts with that bus crash?
Also, I have a
These
question.
contestants.
I have
These
a question. Did they, because we see a glimpse of the contestants in the elevator. Did they send them up and down this apartment building to make sure they had no idea where they were going?
Who knows?
I'm gonna say definitely the house that I have the least sense of. I couldn't tell you what it looks like.
I don't know how many rooms there are.
I just know it has lots of windows.
Yes, they did lower the tie baby mail screen.
Yeah.
So we
It's
learned that lesson from
readable.
last cycle. Dominique comes out with strong I've been in a sorority energy.
Hannah Jane, I wrote, Dominique has run a sorority night before.
If you have the elephant in your hand, then you can talk. And then
Alexandria.
potentially my favorite moment of the episode. Have they been drinking at this point, or is
Yes.
this just
Yeah,
yeah,
it felt,
they have,
it felt-
right?
It,
Yeah.
it felt tipsy.
She like slinks up and
In her feather mask.
we have a sillier elephant. So what's happening?
I kind of
I
love
am
now,
ready for
Dominique?
this elephant battle.
I love this. I love that we've already found the like prop trunk that every top model house has. I love that there were 3 people in matching like owl feather masks. I
Mhm.
love that this idea that there's a sillier elephant, maybe. It was just kind of cute. And it's presented that Alexandra is like, what a fucking bitch. But it's like, she seems like an adult who's having fun with some children. Also, what I was going to say is, I did a count because I took, track of who's in the house, where they're from. There are 4 people from Texas, 3 people from Florida, 2 people from California and Illinois, and 1 person from South Carolina, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. It feels very
Who was the one from South Carolina?
Andre. It also is a very young house because other than
Even with 26-year-old Kasha?
Kasha, Dominique, and Molly are the oldest people in the house.
That
Because
last one
even
really surprises me.
Yes. me too.
Alexandria is only 21,
Huh.
and everyone else is like between 21 and 18. It just feels like it was very specifically cast in a way that other cycles haven't. And because we don't see anyone else from audition processes, we don't know where these castings took place.
It's also just very like we have railed, and with good reason, about stuff like last cycle's beautiful browns category.
Right.
But did we need to have one of those?
We should have, because we have no one.
Well, we do right now. They are not going to last long, though.
No.
But we also aren't introduced to them.
Right. I know what you mean. But you know who we are introduced to?
Michaela.
Michaela, who's ready to give her dissertation for her doctorate in America's Next Top Model casting.
And also sitting so leaned back in a chair.
Have we ever, though, had such a long, seemingly unbroken confessional where she was clearly asked about every other single contestant
Yep.
and then gave her opinions, and they oscillate back and forth. Dominique walks around like she owns the place. Alexandria has a very big mouth. I'm obsessed with Jacqueline. Sarah doesn't know they have a look worthy of being here. All right, Michaela, what else?
But also, it feels like the show's perception and presentation of the models are based on how Michaela feels about the models.
I mean, she's convincing.
It's those eyebrows. You would trust anyone whose eyebrows are that good.
And that severe bob.
Are they going to ruin her in a makeover? Because she already looks so good.
I feel like they can't. I don't remember the makeovers mostly this season,
Me
other
neither,
than 3 of them. But I feel like Michaela is clearly the classic. You don't need a makeover because she already looks exactly how they would make her over.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's when you have to be scared for someone.
Yeah.
So
it's Dominique.
Dominique in sorority VP mode says, does everyone raise your hand if you have a bed? And there's, as we find out, Dominique does not have a bed. And the Monique touches boobs together because she's like, I don't either.
Eek powers activate.
And so then Dominique predicts a double elimination.
Yeah.
Which would make sense.
Dominique.
Also, I'm going to say this. How, of all people, did Monique end up without a bed? From the little we've seen of her, that doesn't seem like a thing she would give up easily.
I feel like Monique was busy doing
Having
other
fun.
things. Yeah.
Tie-tie baby mail. Let's get the ball rolling, shall we?
I did not need the words typing out like Ghostwriter again.
Nobody needs that.
Molly says they'll be modeling bowling shoes, but she says a joke, but says it like she's mad about it.
That's
Molly
Molly's
says
whole
everything
vibe.
like she's mad about it.
I'm going to say it right now. Episode 1, Podleadum listeners. Molly seems like a drip. She seems nonplussed, and I mean that in not the real definition, but in the way we define nonplussed.
Yeah.
She does not seem pleased to be here about
It's
nothing.
also very confusing to have someone's story from them be, I was a band geek, also I was an athlete, and I'm very competitive.
Yes. Those don't jive for me.
And I make the joke later, but since you already brought it up, I think it's so great that Molly's a band geek because we know one day she'll be their creative director. Jacqueline is here with Tyra 2 list because she says, we think it's going to be bowling, which is just for Molly.
Yep.
Or that it'll be a ball. And yeah, that would make sense, Jacqueline.
Were we ready for the prominence of a Verdi trailer shot?
No. But there she was in all her white and green glory.
I was not also ready for Aaron Wasson, who we all know, and I've never heard this person.
Beautiful Aaron.
Ever.
Well, Alexandria knows her because she goes, that's Aaron.
Yeah, but they're just colleagues.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to point out something that's going to sound very rude, and you guys can call me out all you want. She was born in 1982, which as of this episode means she was only 29. If you told me she was 40 years old in this episode, I would have believed you.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where I would have believed either age.
Sure. But just also the fact that, like, wow, this big, huge person that also now does jewelry.
And not that she's busy enough.
Well, I think part of it is Erin's jewelry aesthetic reads getting her groove back. Christian mom whose kids have left for college, and now she's got the fun cross on.
Her personality kind of reads that way too, though. That's the thing. Like, her whole vibe, I don't even think it's about her looks.
No,
the whole
no.
vibe is very like
45-year-old mom.
Let's day drink, girls.
Yes.
And it's like naughty.
And now
Not 29.
and I know a lot of what we're saying sounds like criticism, but for me personally, that's why I love Erin.
I enjoyed her on the show.
She was fine.
I thought she gave credit to the models in places where the show just wanted to make fun of them, which I
Yes.
appreciated.
Yeah, she wasn't here to make fun of the contestants.
Yeah.
There is clearly a worse person on this episode.
Who?
Well, before we get to who? We get the possible opening quote of "I know you guys love some A-Wang," which did not need because they're walking in Alexander Wang.
Tea by Alexander Wang.
Honestly, I know both of you are going to disagree because I know you. I know y'all. your good friends, your dear friends. Mr. J's look. The completely matching pattern tie over the completely matching shirt. Loved.
No.
I know.
No.
I know.
Mr. J as test pattern.
Yep. I like a completely matching tie over a completely matching shirt. I like a tie that feels like a secret.
Before we are introduced to my nemesis, we get Aaron saying that there is going to be jewelry by my jewelry line, Low Love. And then it seemed like Hannah was the only person who screamed because she is definitely a human, and she thought this was the time to scream.
Well, also, Aaron was not ready for any screams because it throws Aaron right off that cadence of her speech. It's just like, uh-oh, gotta reset.
And then we get a description of what they're going to have to do, which is walk on a 12-inch wide runway that is placed over water where they will be in giant plastic bubbles.
Okay, I also have a question. This is sincere. Is this the same house that the other previous bad water runway was?
The wobble one?
Yes.
The pool did feel very similar.
Yeah. Maybe this is just what rich people have, or pools ready for bad runway shows.
That this
I
comes
love
in
the wobble one way. Wobble one way.
Weebles wobble, but they don't one way down.
Hannah.
The fact that this fashion show comes in the middle of an episode when they keep being like, this is what fashion is really like. And then this is what they make them do.
A show where you literally cannot see the fashion.
Yep.
Or the jewelry.
To the point where
especially the jewelry, yeah.
Aaron has to remind them to walk like the bubbles are invisible and they can actually be seen, because they can't be.
Nope. You know who, though, did bring the fashion? Miss J. Because Miss J came with hair today.
I liked it.
It was a look that I needed.
They're doing something shady, but it does make me laugh, so maybe I'll be okay with it. To Jacqueline in Talking Heads, where they let her talk and then hold on the confessional for one beat too long, so that
Yes,
she's
they
always
do.
there, like, smiling dorkily at the end. I'm like, come on, guys.
Welcome to our ugly home.
Reddit is back for a historically hideous season.
It's our 100th ugly house. This place is mayhem. That is impressive.
And if these walls could talk,
Do you cry a lot?
I do.
they'd have a lot to say.
What in God's name is this pit?
Don't get too close.
You know, if you see the show, I'm scared of cat.
Ugliest House in America season premiere Wednesday at 8 on HGTV.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire an energy vampire. But also, they're a literal vampire. And suddenly, my team is spending all their time sharpening wooden stakes and buying bulk silver and rehearsing ancient chants, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant takes insights from over 1 billion professionals to create a short list of the best fits for you. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
Oh, it's such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some from my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Visit Blinds.com now for up to 45% off site-wide and free professional installation. Rules and restrictions apply.
We are then told that during fashion shows, photo shoots happen.
The new thing,
When you go
apparently.
backstage at any fashion show.
And then my nemesis, Russell James, appears.
And it felt like the show was playing with your emotions, Alexander. Because before Russell is revealed, they call him the nicest. And Aaron even agrees with a little like, oh.
I know, I was like, ooh, who's it gonna be?
I know.
I have 2 notes that I wrote before my research of Russell James. My additional research about Russell James.
Why do you do this to yourself?
Because I will
Alexander,
destroy
I'm worried about
Russell
your
James.
mental health.
2 things. At least he looks worse than he has previously.
Sure.
And
Best revenge.
is he here because he can catch them in states of undress? I wonder.
He is here to sell his own book that is titled Russell James.
Yeah. So this is not the book that I referred to, which was the unpaid for nude photography that he bullied models into doing. And this is the product description on Amazon of this book. It includes his idiosyncratic work, where is influenced by his homeland's open landscapes, whether capturing the daily lives of Australia's Aboriginal peoples, shooting for the famed Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, or crafting the latest Victoria's Secrets campaign. This consummate professional leaves nothing to chance. And I would argue it is not professional to spring nudity on your coworkers. Also, the person that is his assistant, is that his son who looks very similar and he is showing bad business practices to? I think so. I hate Russell James. I hate this so much.
He does say something especially stupid when describing the photo shoot. And he says that he thinks the backstage has become even more important than what he would call the front stage, which the rest of us just call the stage.
Or the runway. There's options here.
You know what isn't one of those options? The front stage.
We are also introduced to the evolution of Abby Lee, and that is Abby Roll.
Abby Roll.
Who, you know what? This is a palate cleanser of a person, because Abby Roll works on, basically she is cool with all of the Always Sunny people. She has worked on Mythic Quest, The Mick, How to Be a Gentleman. She's great.
I really like The Mick. No one watched it.
Alexandria tells us she has natural swag and does so while wearing a terrible crocheted beret.
I love that Alexandria is wearing a makeover cap before the makeover, because it's the exact kind of weird cap they would put on someone, but it's not her makeover.
It's the shitty flower for me.
It was a bow.
It was a bow. Oh no. And then poor Jacqueline talks about, she thinks that everyone's here to learn. And I wrote, oh, baby angel. They ain't gonna teach you anything about that baby face. Here to learn.
You figure it out.
We also need to talk about Dominique's talking heads that are in front of a sunglass hut. They give Kasha Russell James's hair for her.
So how this is working is that Russell James is taking photos of them one at a time, and eventually a group, and eventually, as we'll find out, a group for an individual during their actual preparation for the runway show.
Some of it's during actual preparation. Some of it's just put on an outfit and stand under this clothes hanger.
Yeah, I think by the time he got around to some of them, they were like done. So they had to really fake it, which I think was a disservice to a couple of them.
I was so proud that my initial reaction to what he was going to do was so correct. That it felt weird and creepy for him to just be taking photos of them when they weren't prepared to take photos.
Well, it's just one of those things that it would not be a problem to have a setup for. So to do it in not that way feels strange.
Also, what is this man rubbing all over the runway? There's some sort of goo.
Lube.
Yes.
Well, I have a conspiracy theory.
Okay,
and this kind of spoils it. But at one point, we get a clip of Mr. J standing in front of a TV. And there is a running order of models. And the first person listed is Andre. Andre, Molly O, Nicole, and then D, which could either be Dahlia or Dominique. My conspiracy theory is that Andre, who inevitably falls, there was something wrong with the runway that they had to course correct.
And it would be interesting if the D stood for Dominique, who was the other person who really took a tumble.
Yes.
Now, once again, we don't know. The way the show presents it, they have not looked at the runway. They have not practiced in the bubble.
Nope.
They have no reference for what they're walking into. And all they are told is that they have to give elegant, chic walks because they're selling the whole garment and the jewelry, which, as already stated, no one can see. They don't mention the giant confetti pieces that will also be in these plastic balls.
I forgot about the confetti element of this.
Because we weren't told about it, and that makes it so remarkably harder.
But you know what I recognized? The song, because we get the ultimate, which was an Amsterdam song by Blue Stolly. We get Subliminal by Sebastian Komar, and we get Just Live by Fabulous Fab.
Just live.
Just live.
Fabulous Fab. Ooh,
yes.
That sounds like a fiercely real clothing line.
And I had flashbacks to the question I had for the terrible runway last cycle when I said, how long did it take them to get each girl in and out of these bubbles?
How long was this runway show?
Also,
and how loud was it?
How loud? The bubbles can't really have air holes because water could get in it.
No, they used a shop vac to fill these bubbles, but they only had 2. So while one person was walking, you heard behind them.
I did like when Miss J was giving advice, Molly gave a little fist pump because that is the energy I like Molly bringing. Yeah, because Miss J was just like, you got to walk fierce. Yeah. That's right.
Because it said Molly O, I can't wait for a JW update where people's names are not their names, because I wonder if there were 2 Mollys.
Maybe.
I do love the energy of Monique saying, oh, we're going to put you in this big ass plastic ball.
I love Monique. I'm
love
loving
her.
Monique.
I really hope, I don't know what happens. I hope she stays this fun.
I love that there's a bubble cam, because why not also have a camera attached to each of these to get the weight weird?
Uh-huh.
And this, I'm almost glad Andre fell, because it gives us an excuse to meet Andre.
Yes.
Yes. This is her first time again.
Who is gorgeous and seems pretty chill, and yet no story.
And also petite.
Well, apparently so.
Recovering the 2 girls who fall. The recovery is practically impossible. I don't really know how they did it.
This would be so scary. This would be so... I hated this. I would be so
awful.
scared.
Awful.
I loved Andre. And it was almost my opening quote. I gotta get back on dry land. Which I should have been on in the first place.
But also, they fall so hard. Their heads hit that 12-inch wide runway so hard.
And then you have no purchase because you're in a floating plastic ball.
I love that Sarah said, I'm just going to use my arms and push the bubble forward.
Uh-huh.
Just takes a step and then they go, boop.
Yep.
Boop. And Jacqueline does great. Honestly, I literally wrote, honestly, work, Jacqueline, because she takes the confetti and spreads it around.
Yes.
I loved that she presented the bubble. Loved.
And they criticized Dahlia for putting her hands on her hips, but like, she was trying to balance. Like, calm down.
Other people also did that. The one thing I wasn't on board for Angelia in this episode was that she says bitch a whole lot for someone that goes home in one episode. They have every instance of her saying bitch. And then she also said voila.
Are you saying it's a lot of bitch for last place?
Yeah. But also she said voila, which I'm just going to say it right now. It's voila. It's with a
I
V.
loved it though. I thought it was so funny.
So many of my friends say voila. It's just a thing that happened at some point.
It's the same people that say casted, and I can't get behind it.
Casted?
Yes.
I don't even know what word that's referring to though.
The past tense of cast.
Oh.
Like I was cast in a show, and instead it's I was casted in a show.
Oh, interesting.
The word is just cast.
Huh.
I will give it up to Angelia trying so hard to find a positive in this experience. I mean, that was a one-in-a-lifetime experience, though.
I love that Aaron afterwards fully says, I couldn't do this.
Yes. That's the moments like that made me super appreciate Aaron.
The moments that didn't make me appreciate Aaron are when she gifted jewelry to the contestants.
She didn't want to pack it up. She just didn't want to pack it.
Loved this because she says they each get a piece of jewelry, doesn't specify what that piece of jewelry is, and then Molly starts looking herself over like she gets to choose which one.
You know that you're going to get the ugliest one. Also, I had this image in my head that they would be gifted one giant crucifix to share amongst the 14 of them.
Also, Brittany kind of wins this, but it's not a challenge, so she doesn't get anything specific.
They don't say nothing. They say, Brittany, you were probably the best.
Then we get... So this is a group that likes to make their own fun. We can already tell that.
Oh, yeah.
Because before Skullmail, everyone's wearing plastic bag hats and tops, and clearly they were doing a little party, a little skit, a little something.
But Sarah hasn't watched ANTM before because they are scared of Skullmail.
What is that? What does it mean?
Mr. J's coming back! Ah!
And then we see the so annoying Alexandria. How dare she take Jacqueline under her wing and give her advice like that?
This didn't seem unsolicited. This seemed like Jacqueline asked for Alexandra.
Jacqueline says, I feel like you're my mama. I feel like you're my mother.
What a bitch Alexandria is. That adult. How dare she?
It's too much. Also, Dominique, who I've been fully fine with this entire time. I'm going to say one thing, Dominique. Balls and bubbles are actually really bad for gerbils. Those are for hamsters.
Yes.
Do, 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 do.
Hamsters are good.
And,
yeah, because gerbils do not like to be alone. So you should not put them in separated environments, even for a short period of time. You can technically put them in there for 10 to 15 minutes, but you have to be in the same room the entire time. Where with hamsters, put them in a ball, let them live.
I'm going to argue the one thing that's bad about hamsters and balls is sometimes your father doesn't tighten the enclosure mechanism.
Oh no.
And then the hamster runs away. Then you are told by your mother that at least the hamster had maybe a day of freedom before being eaten by another animal. His name was Ben.
Let us all remember the song of Ben.
Ben loved going in the laundry tube. He liked that it was warm. And he would sometimes get stuck in there, but he always came out until someone's father didn't tighten that ball door. And I never saw Ben again.
Oh, Ben. I hope you had a great day.
He was real big. That's why I named him Ben. His name was Big Ben.
Big Ben. I hope your last day was beautiful.
Until you got eaten.
Yeah, until a hawk came.
A coyote.
Just neighborhood cat.
We also find out that Alexandria did both LA and New York Fashion Week.
Everyone is working here.
She's like, oh, Kasha, we've met before. We've done a lot of the same stuff.
The worst thing I can say about Alexandria's teaching at this moment is she crosses her legs too far.
Way too far.
But I also think Alexandria is a little drunk during this speech.
Yeah. Again, I think this was mostly them having fun. I don't know. We still have pre-panel backstage bits.
Yep.
And this time it's a fashion reveal.
The thing that was most fascinating to me about this was the reveal that everyone had a large pillow, like from a bed, in a pillowcase.
Yes.
On their chairs to sit on.
Everyone has hemorrhoids.
What was a reveal to me is that Andre wasn't offended by the depiction of Andre on Tyra's shirt.
I would have never known this was Andre.
Because it doesn't look like him.
What is accessorizing Andre's hat?
It is like a mustache. Oh, you know what it is? It's, when you sometimes do an old fashioned shave.
Oh, like the shaving cream brush?
Yeah. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, because it's not a feather.
No. It is a Germanic brush of a thing.
And weirdly, design aside, I like Tyra in a t-shirt silhouette.
I kind of wish Tyra was always in a t-shirt.
I'm also, I know you don't like it, but I'm not mad at this hair. Maybe I just it's just a style that I like. Witness me. But it works. It works for me.
There's no more crisscross walk-ins.
No, because now they have individual circles, and they'll teleport to large circle because there's not really a runway anymore. Also, this panel room is better.
It's enormous.
It's huge. It like the font choice for Tyron's has enlarged.
The theme is blue curtains.
And tall. It is blue and tall.
I said it was kind of high-end men's bathroom, which is my aesthetic, so I liked it. It could use some orange. Anyway.
Well, there will be some orange later because there are little strips of neon lights behind the judging table that change colors. And they go from white to orange.
And Tyra Banks says, "We are now in the midst of being high fashion." I would argue you were at the end of being high fashion.
Yeah, little did Tyra know. Little did Tyra know.
I mean, if you're at the beginning of the second season of being high fashion, and the second and last season, technically you are in the midst.
Yeah. The most important thing about the panel, the biggest change that you really don't notice until later, is that the judging panel have little iPads in front of them. And you're like, huh, that's interesting. Weird. Then you realize, too far in, that the contestants are seeing their photo projected huge behind the judging panel. So to prevent them from turning around, the judging panel is going to see it on little screens in front of them. And why?
Sure. I actually don't hate it in the sense that I think it makes filming, judging, and panel more dynamic. Because you can show the reactions and the picture in kind of the same moment. There's something nice about them seeing it huge and everyone else behind them getting to see the picture that I don't hate, actually, about it.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. It just feels strange that they're having such a different experience of it.
Yes, and I will argue that there is far more room for shenanigans about what picture is shown.
And that's the thing, too. I guess I like the moment where they were all looking at the same thing and it popped up on screen. And then they kind of gestured to it and stuff. While as here, a lot of times the judges look down when they're saying stuff about the photo to remind themselves of what they're talking about. And I guess, to me, it actually makes it more dynamic for the contestant and less dynamic for the judging panel, in my opinion.
Tyra got a note and has slowed this intro down.
So slow.
Supermodel and designer Erin Wasson. She rocks it.
What the fuck was that in reference to?
Well, I guess Erin isn't her friend, so she can't say that.
She knows her.
Yeah.
She also has sex with her t-shirt of Andre in a way that I did not need.
She ruined it. She ruined something that Andre seemed to be liking.
And then she's just like, he feels good on my body. It was like that moment of Adore Delano doing Anna Nicole Smith.
Yes.
Because it just was like, what are you doing right now? It is not appropriate.
Alexandria looks so gosh darn good at panel.
Mm-hmm.
Black tank, white shorts, black heels, even the weird little belty black duster thing. I was like, you know what? Fine.
This is also a person who can style her own hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So Alexandria is first, but not before we are told, so ladies, the fashion industry is a changing.
Really feels like we're just helping Russell James sell some books.
Yeah.
Tyra has a Tyra 2 list, though, of Christy Turlington and Linda Evangelista, who are models that Tyra noticed always were performing while they were getting their makeup done. So Tyra's like, I'm going to do it too.
This is,
At least she gave credit to other models for once.
Yeah. I'm going to say something before we talk about the individual photos. I don't think this served any of the models as much as it served Russell James. It is not fair to critique, other than literally one person or two, about how they modeled more than it was Russell James getting to just take candid photos of people.
Yeah, these seem like photos that a photographer would today put on their Instagram.
Yes.
And then the model would share them to be nice.
Hard to know who to give credit for what.
Yeah.
Eventually, one of my favorite photos is mostly because of the makeup artist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Alexandria is first. And I think she is one of the few that, as a model, serves.
Yeah.
Well, it was also clearly modeling, because that is not how you would ever hold yourself.
She understood the assignment that was not given to them.
Ooh, and look at those cheekbones.
Oh, my goodness. And then
you know what? Those cut the cookies.
The one, if I'm going to give it negative, right? If I'm going to say one negative thing about Alexandria, which is not her fault at all, the makeup seems far more severe on her and like almost in quote unquote draggy because of
the
her
eyeshadow, especially.
Yes.
The way the photo is lit, I know that's her hand holding her own hair, but it also kind of looks like it could be a third
anyone
hand.
else. Yep. It looks like she's both applying her makeup and lifting her hair.
One of my dream top 10 lists for us to do is photos that seem like a hand is coming out of nowhere.
But I think she looks pretty great. And intentional in a way so many of these pictures do not look.
It's a strong first picture for Alexandria, for sure.
Yes.
Dahlia is next. And on the other side of the spectrum, I think Dahlia's profile looks pretty great. I think there is literal zero modeling happening in this photo.
You can see that she has a great jawline.
Here's the thing, and again, it's the problem with the photo shoot that you can't tell how much is model, how much is photography, how much is setup, whatever. You can tell that Dahlia is beautiful.
Yes.
And that's all you get from this photo.
It also looks like her t-shirt is backwards.
It does kind of look like her t-shirt is backwards. Also, this purse in the foreground is a weird choice.
And she's also in her underwear. So, but like, I can't judge her photo because it doesn't look like Dahlia's doing anything. That's just captured.
And it's designed to look that way.
Yeah.
I do think at panel we get the small snippets of Dahlia having some dork energy, which I appreciate.
Sure.
Especially because they called her Regal Dahlia. And I'm not getting regal personality-wise. And again, I don't mean that as a bad thing from her at all.
No. Then we have the Tyra.com girl.
And Tyra shades her own website?
Right.
Did I find you on my website? You did. It kind of freaks me out sometimes.
And then have we ever seen less of a person in their own photo than we do of Nicole?
This is weird.
It's like she was doing the underwater photo shoot, but also someone else's head is right in front of her.
But this isn't her fault at all. This isn't a picture of her.
No. Why would you pick this?
No.
She is in the very background of her own photo.
It's wild.
And they talk about tight lips, but I'm like, you can't see her lips.
No, that's the one part of her face you can't see.
And if anything, I think her eyes are pretty penetrating, all things considered.
Yeah, you go to her eyes in a photo that you can't see the person's face.
Sarah also tells her that in her film she looked 15 years older than she is, which I do not see in this photo at all.
Yeah, maybe it's present in the overall film, but weird.
Sarah is next.
And they have flattened and straightened their hair for some reason. Because you think of them as having curly hair.
Yeah, the texture of their hair is quite nice and interesting.
Maybe they knew they were going to get called out about the quote-unquote rat tail and just wanted it to be easy to see.
I don't know if y'all will disagree. I like this photo of them.
I do too.
I think it's a cool vibe.
It's not for me, but I don't blame them because I don't think that they knew a photo was being taken from this angle.
I think they have a really interesting dynamic profile.
I agree. And there is something cool about the length of I'm including like the profile of their whole body.
Yes.
There's this like longness and lankiness that's really cool. I just don't think that this is a good picture.
But I actually think this is one of the few photos that you could use to sell a product.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
And I know that wasn't really the goal, but it also, we're told, is always the goal. I don't know.
Right.
There when I realized for the first time that the picture was above the panel, though, because they cut to them like looking up and then looking down. I was like, why were they looking up? Uh-oh.
I don't think this is the worst photo by far. I just don't think that they are served by the photo necessarily.
Sure.
Andre is next. This is weird. And before we talk about the photo, what is weirdest about this moment is Andre doesn't speak at panel at all.
Feels like something was cut out.
Well, and this is because they tried to cram half an audition episode in with the first episode of the season. So then they had to rush through a lot of pictures.
I guess, but like this is, I think, a pretty vacant photo.
She looks very stiff.
And they keep saying nervous, but I think it just looks dead.
It's a shame, too, because it's actually one of my, for the weird concept of what this photo shoot is, this is one of the ones that does look like a photo shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning you could see this as a concept. Again, you're selling the jacket, the makeup, the hair person, I guess I should say, is behind them and completely their faces out. Like, this does look like modeling. For me, it's the hands. The hands seem... Wild. I feel like if they could have been a little bit looser and then the expression could have been a little bit more activated. And I actually think this might have been one of my faves.
Sure. I just think also it doesn't serve Andre's face. In person, I think Andre has kind of an interesting, nice face. And I think that this photo kind of just like flattens it in a way that is like, and maybe it's the vacancy in the eyes. But it just doesn't, it seems like a full miss of what you said of how this is what the photo shoot should have been.
Yeah.
But it feels like if everyone's photos were like this, she would have been the worst photo. If that makes any sense.
I do see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because it has none of the other like bullshit of like fuzzy at the back of the photo. It just doesn't give me anything. She has so much opportunity because we only see Andre.
Yeah.
And then the fact that we don't hear her speak makes it even wilder. Angelia is next. This is not a real photo.
This looked like a photo that I would have taken of myself when
in
I
your
was
dorm
in high
room.
school.
Yeah.
Trying to look sexy.
Cool and mysterious.
Exactly.
Why is it so close? Why can we only see one eye? You can't see her.
It's also, it's just kind of nothing. It's hard for me to even comment on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, because it's not a photo that you would ever
we're missing like a full
third of her face.
Fourth of her face, yeah.
Yeah. The fact that we can only see one pupil is weird.
Very strange choice.
The more you look at it, the more it looks like she has no pupil in her other eye. It's just like not a photo you would pick.
Very, very strange choice.
Hannah, the alien, is next.
And this is
what is
from
this?
The group shots that they took. It looked like right before the runway started.
Yes.
But it was when everyone was just standing and posing.
Yeah.
Which is not fair.
Now she looks great.
Sure.
But it's just so not what everyone else is doing.
I do find it funny that Nicole is basically doing the exact same pose that she was doing in her other shot. I was like, oh,
in
when I saw this,
position.
I was less on Nicole's side about her photo after I saw this because it almost looks photoshopped from that into this.
I also think it's kind of strange that you see more of Angelia's face in this photo than her own photo.
Yeah.
Now,
it is.
Does Hannah look great? And like, does the light hit her in a specific way that's intriguing? Yes, but I think it's rude that this is a posed photo in the way that no one else's is posed.
Well, and it's also cropped from a much larger group shot in a way that nobody else's photo is.
Yeah. Kasha is next, and I have so many problems with this photo. But before we get to that, she has an incredibly ugly dress that she is wearing at panel that I cannot get over. But then this photo seems to actively hide her midsection in an offensive way to me.
Oh, you mean because there's a full chair in front of her?
But it feels purposeful.
Well, then she gets blamed for not working her gorgeous body enough or whatever.
But it feels like, to me, Russell James didn't want to fuck Kasha or photograph her naked. It felt like he didn't take photos of Kasha that were not hidden.
I just don't believe that this is her best photo. And maybe that's just because we've seen what she can do.
I think partially. Also, this person's face that also looks like, is it supposed to be Kasha?
I think that's Nicole still posing from the photo that we saw of her.
Nicole's actually secretly in every photo.
I don't like any of this at all. Monique is next.
Monique walks up in this bright red top, and I said, yeah. Everyone else is in such muted colors, except for, as we'll get to it, Molly.
Yeah.
But Monique came to say, like, what about a pop of red, y'all?
I also don't think, I think Monique is so hidden in this photo. And it's because of the fact that she has dark hair, and then they've matched it to all the darkness around her.
Oh, see, I think she looks pretty gorgeous in this photo.
I think Monique's face does. I'm just saying, I think the contrast of the balance of the photo is so off that it doesn't do Monique any favors.
It
her...
still looks to me like she is modeling, though.
Yes.
I like the photo quite a bit. I somewhat agree with what you're saying, Alexander, in the fact that she kind of looks like a floating head.
Yes, a floating face.
Yeah, just because you can't see anything. And we can usually parse out what the foreground object is that's not in focus. No clue.
Nope.
I think it's a hand in motion.
I don't know.
Michaela, on the other hand, talk about someone who is not hidden in her photo.
I mean, Michaela got the shot that feels like what the whole photo shoot was supposed to sort of be.
Yes.
The problem I have with this photo is, while she has great bone structure, I think she has a pretty stank face in this photo. I don't think she's necessarily doing her best with her own features. I think Michaela is quite gorgeous. I think she is more gorgeous than this photo is.
I have a feeling she's going to get the dead eye criticism over
resting
and over
on pretty.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah, resting on pretty is very it.
A close-up doesn't serve this photo as well for her. But from a distance, I think it's one of the better ones.
Yes, is this Nicole in front of her?
Oh, they're all Nicole.
I do think you're right that this should have been the whole photo shoot, and it should have been one of those you have to model through all these things that are going on around you. But this needed to be the setup.
It should have been consistent of what the setup was.
Uh-huh.
Dominique is next. I'm going to say something controversial, Brave. This is not Dominique's angle.
I don't know. There's something really interesting to me about it. I think her mouth and profile is really beautiful.
Yes.
I don't know. I really love this photo.
She looks like she is actively thinking about something in a way that many other people do not.
I like her face. I like the composition. I think you're right-handed that it feels thoughtful. It was one of my more favorite photos.
For me, I think Dominique is pretty gorgeous. I think this makes her face look very squat and her skin look not very good. And part of that is the black and white is not necessarily, or it wasn't lit to actively bring out what I think makes Dominique quite stunning. It makes it look like she has acne and there is strange texture on her very small face. I agree that she is activated in a way that is good modeling. I'm saying Dominique is not bettered by the photography of my nemesis in this photo.
I don't know. I don't see it quite the way you do.
Yeah, I actually fully hard disagree. I think that black and white and stuff like this is where she will really stand out, because you can really highlight and see the difference in her unique, in the show's like world, freckles and face shape and things like this. I don't know. This is one of the ones I would stop and look at.
I wish it was a little closer up.
Maybe.
I wish the focus was a little more on
her head looks just so small in the proportion of this picture.
But there's such a mood to it in a way that there isn't for a lot of the other photos, I think.
Jacqueline is next. Yes, ma'am, I am.
They weirdly somehow don't make fun of her accent. And I was like, Jacqueline was kind of setting you up for it.
I love this photo. I kind of like that it's blurry, in the sense of, if we're going to go for this is backstage.
Yeah, fly on the wall kind of.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There is something stunning about this photo, and her face looks gorgeous. I love her mouth in this photo. I love her kind of bedroom eyes in this photo. I like the hairstylist's hand in her hair. I don't know.
It kind of looks like she's about to walk the runway, and this is the last shake of the hair.
Yes.
Right before she goes out. Like she's just started modeling.
She looks like a supermodel in this photo in a way that some of these other people don't necessarily look like in this. And she pulls off candid without modeling. She just looks effortless in this photo in a way.
And for her whole thing to be babyface, I don't see that at all.
No.
This is sex pot.
Yes. She's very, very beautiful.
And Tyra's like, this is the only photo that worked. Nothing else worked. And I'm like, was that true? Who can say?
I think it's also she actually said that for a lot of the contestants, but I also think that's the nature of like his photography or him as a person or not. I think that is, if we already have this set up, there's going to be less usable shots because they're meant to be candid, and so in a way, you're always going to have less that are usable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that was a weird criticism to give to so many of the contestants.
It also makes me sad that they tell her that she has to really activate the muscles in her face to get good shots, but that's all they say. I just know she's never going to get more coaching.
No.
And it's one of those things where it's like, oh, you see the potential in this person and you're not ever actually going to help them realize it. And it's very frustrating.
I actually think what's kind of gorgeous about Jocelyn's face is when she doesn't activate those muscles, where it plays against, like, her baby face plays against this kind of like natural frown and natural bedroom eye, where it like balances out. And they were actually telling her to work against that natural imbalance that I think is so intriguing about Jacqueline's face. Molly is next, who comes in the worst top we've ever seen.
Would you go to your first go-see with your midriff like that? I wouldn't go to my last go-see like that. And Andre loses his mind. Tyra's greatest gaffe ever.
I will say that was a great line.
Yeah, I loved it.
Although it's a little hard to take from Tyra because honestly, it looks like something she would have worn while she was shooting the motion editorial last cycle.
Yeah. I think this photo is pretty gorgeous. I have a problem with the way Tyra explains it, because Tyra says it looks like there's an invisible wind machine in this photo, but we see her hands manipulating her hair. So there wasn't an invisible wind machine. It was instead her visible hands.
I think my issue with this photo, and I like it, like Molly looks great in it, but I kind of like, with most of the other photos, I can tell what's going on in the world of the photo.
Yes.
I kind of can't tell what's happening here. And so my brain can't like it 100%.
I didn't figure out that was her hand. I thought that was someone else's hand.
Me too. And it also looks like the hand's getting staple gun to a wall.
Yeah, I don't know what that thing is in front of her at all. In front of her hand.
But I think her face looks
and
great.
the string of her sweatshirt coming up makes it look like she is tied to whatever that is also. But yes, her face looks amazing.
Her face looks amazing in an unflattering angle.
Yes.
Like her top lip to her nose. I know I'm breaking this down and crazy, but like her top lip to her nose to her eyebrow is like composed so well for a ridiculous ask of a photo shoot.
Weirdly enough, though, I think her face is going to look more arresting at more extreme angles, because Molly straight on really does just look mad a lot of the time.
Yeah. Brittany is last.
And comes up with too much confidence. Tongue out.
And too much of a jump.
I did like the moment where they're telling her to take all these things off. And then they go, "What is that in your hair?" And she goes, "My feathers." And there is something about someone being so in love with their own terrible fashion that will always be very endearing to me.
And I get that too. I actually didn't mind that. Whatever, have a cute moment. I just praised Alexandria's weird duster belt thing. But it was her tongue being fully out and her like leaping up. She looked like she got called for the dodgeball team third and came up and was like, "Yeah, I'm going to do it."
I don't know what they're talking about with this photo, because I do not like this photo at all.
It's just Tyra. This is one of those weird Tyra things, like how she'll pick a photo where the person's face is completely covered by hair. That's one of these where she's like, it's this like weird challenge that only Tyra knew existed to keep your face still while someone's sticking a pencil in your eye. And she's like, that's modeling.
I love it. I love it. It was my number one.
I do think her face does look surprisingly
it's an interesting
beautiful.
Photo.
This eye is crazy to me.
Yeah, it's creepy, but that's what makes it like art. I don't know.
Yeah, it is kind of arresting.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad.
And you can tell she's beautiful, but I do think it was like a weird secret challenge that none of the other contestants had.
Yes, because Yeah, okay, we line the inside of the eye. Yeah, if you've ever put on makeup or ever had makeup put on you, you know that's a fucking thing. That's not crazy. But like, it's wild that this is the photo they chose of Britney. Private panel. The lights go out in Georgia because there is another 10-second blank screen.
But also they black out the contestants instead of having them leave.
I love it. I love it. I hope, and I don't know if it's going to happen, but I hope that next week there's one empty spotlight still shining where someone should be.
Then we get the most uncomfortable Nigel moment in a while, where he talks about cats, bottoms, and assholes in a way that also, this is where I noticed, it seems like Nigel has had some bad work done on his face. That is, he puckers his lips so hard.
I think he's just bad at impressions. I think, and also I was very confused because it seemed like for a minute they were talking about a cat's bottom lip.
No.
No, certain in the show, if you rewatch it, Tyra and other people are confused, and the impression
They're like, you mean
is,
bottom lip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
He means a cat's tight asshole.
That is what he means.
I'm not saying that's not what he means. I mean, I think it's good. I think it's funny that anyone has an idea of what a cat's bottom lip iconically looks like.
And then Tyra says that she has never met an Eastern European looking person who is thin. And y'all, Tyra has never met
the opposite.
No.
She says she's never seen a fiercely real girl with Eastern European looks.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, you said she's never met an Eastern European girl who's thin.
Yes, that's correct. You're right. I am wrong. That the idea
Here's why it's confusing. Because it's nonsense for any region.
There's no way, like, your brain is trying to make it make sense, but there's nothing there.
But literally,
you're too
I'm
smart
sorry
for Tyra, Alexander.
Baby.
Your brain is correcting her in real time.
Because when I think of like Eastern Europe, and maybe this is wrong-minded of me, but like when I think of like Eastern European women, right? I think of large breasts and hips and a nipped-in little waist. Like that is what I think of. It is not canon to think of just like, oh, you're Eastern European, you're a stick. But yet Tyra is like, can you imagine Kasha, her name? What? Boobs and hips? Huh? It's
so weird.
And the thing is, as a contestant on the show, Kasha is so normal. To act like Kasha's this new type of contestant is just bizarre.
Bonkers.
Kasha just seems like a correction of Whitney.
Yeah.
Right? Like
it seems like they were like, Whitney and Alexandra didn't work out like we wanted.
Kasha?
Tyra says of Dominique, I have a makeover plan for her. And I say, Dominique, get out while you can.
This is the one of three makeovers.
I don't remember it, and I'm so scared.
We will not spoil it for you, but
I'm not spoiling it. I turned to my husband and I said what the makeover was going to be because I remembered, and he said, "What in fresh hell?"
But I know it's going to be bad because of how she said it.
And what's funny is this is probably a group that not all of them. A lot of them don't need that much of a makeover.
No.
And a lot of it's because I think a lot of them are working models.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, like half of them don't get a makeover. And then half of them get the most makeover.
Erin, who we barely talked about, of Jacqueline says she is straight up sweet tea on the front porch in Texas. Loved it.
Kind of loved it.
Like, kind of loved it.
Well, to be fair, Erin is also from Texas. In my research, I found out that Erin's modeling career began after winning the Kim Dawson model search in Texas.
So she knows what it's like to be in a modeling competition. She should have told everyone.
Also from Texas, like 8,000 of our contestants this season.
When the lights come back up, there is a moment where Kasha went into my top tier contestants because Kasha knew when the lights are coming up, it is posing, full like smile, out, arms back, whoo, boom, hey.
This is where I also realized they removed the circle and added a runway because, listeners, there was no runway between where the models were and where the judging circle was.
That was confusing.
They had to go to ground floor and jump up to the circle. And then they removed the circle and put a runway.
I just realized, you know what would have been really funny? If while the models were in the blackout, they were still standing there for a private panel. And they're just like, doesn't look good for me.
Digital art is also missing. She does not say digital art.
No, she says, I think you know by now that photo will be displayed in your home.
Not as digital art.
But not as digital art. It's just displayed now.
But now, because now, Alexander, it's just a commonality. You know that. I don't even have to tell y'all.
I want digital art. Digital.
This is a moment I'm going to tell y'all right now. I did not know who was going home. And I thought based on the critiques and the photos, Nicole was going home.
Seems very reasonable.
So when we get to it, and she's not even in the bottom, really?
Nope. No.
I actually had my first and then I was like, wait, my brain was trying to figure out who goes home then? It took forever.
Molly is first call out.
Not
a little
for
surprising for me. Then Brittany. Wouldn't have been second.
Might have been my first. I'm fine with second.
Oh, my first, Alexandria.
That's what I would thought would be the first two, especially since she got so much screen time.
True.
And would have been sure to make everyone real mad.
That's a fair point.
Exactly. Then Michaela.
Who I would have honestly put
fourth.
I mean, she is fourth.
She is fourth.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I think Michaela is not bad. I just think as weirdly as a producer, she would have put herself higher.
Yeah.
Then Dahlia.
Seems like a very strange choice from what they were. Well, they didn't know how they felt about this. So
sure. Then Hannah, who by the show's talking about her would have been higher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And speaking of someone who got screen time,
she's the narrator.
Yeah.
Then Andre. How?
Well, Tyra loves this photo.
I know, but Andre has been non-existent in this show.
Yeah, and if you're trying to use the runway as anything, she was one of the people who quote unquote fail.
Then Monique
should have been higher.
Should have been
way higher. And then Nicole, who
should have been lower.
Just like JW said, I wrote so many question marks about this placement because she should have been in the bottom for both picture and the way they spoke about her.
Yeah. And I think that she was the one who most got just a bad photo, bad setup, not her fault, but also this is not a photo.
No. Then Kasha.
I really feel like Kasha is being punished for being fiercely real.
Yep.
We didn't talk about it, but during her critique, Tyra did that whole, if you're a black woman, if you're plus size, you have to be better than everyone else to get the same thing. And I'm like, but this is your show, so what if she didn't have to?
Yeah, you're deciding this.
Yeah.
Then Jacqueline, who I think is so low.
I would have put her higher for sure.
Yeah, but Tyra's got the whole none of your other photos were good thing. That's why.
No.
Yeah.
And then Sarah, who I also would have put higher. It's like I said, not my favorite photo, but not bad.
Yeah.
And then I'm sorry, I just wouldn't have put Dominique in the bottom too. I just wouldn't have.
And also, it's Dominique v. Angelia, but how is this Angelia's photo? And also, there's no tension because we've already heard Tyra say, I have a makeover for Dominique. So we already know that Tyra will keep Dominique till makeovers because she wants to ruin a person's life.
And because we didn't get the full audition episode, there's no way to feel anything about this elimination. We don't know these people.
Yeah, no. It actually kind of makes me feel bad that Angelia, I don't feel anything about Angelia's
because we just didn't get any time to know her.
No, and we also get this new storyline. It almost felt like they got notes in real time that we can't talk about personality anymore, right? Because Anne won. So personality is out the window. So instead, we're going to talk about people's souls. And in a way that is really uncomfortable about but where is Dominique's soul?
Except
does she have soul?
When giving Dominique her photo, Tyra calls her Mrs. Personality. And I said, ooh, is there a Mr. Personality?
And then the jump in video quality.
What happened when Tyra was talking to Angelia? Because I almost thought this could have been a stand-in that they had to record later. Someone else who had Angelia's hair.
It is a 10-year-old camera. What happened? This is wild. And then after Angelia, and we get a group shot that seemingly the theme is wet glitter.
Yes.
I said it was the line standing outside the club waiting to get in the rain.
But also, Molly in the back is enlarged to be larger than everyone else. And then next week on Top Model,
I wish Nicole had been doing the same pose.
Next week on Top Model is no longer narrated by Tyra because clearly her voice is tired for talking for 5 straight minutes at the top of the episode. And we get a coupled together clip where we basically learn that next episode is acting. Bees. Jacqueline's gonna die.
It's acting so early in the cycle. And also, Nigel is gonna be there?
Angelia Marie Robbins. However, during the show, Angelia Alvarez.
Okay.
After the show, Angelia signed with Porsche Models, was in the October 2014 issue of Gold Coast Magazine, and modeled for a bike brand. That's a new one for us, called Deco Bike. She's since retired.
10 wheels.
Oh, one that we can all ride. And 2 more friends.
Yeah, me way in the front, pulling everyone behind me.
Hannah, we have to find 2 more friends who can't ride a bike because Alexander
my husband is one, so only one more.
He can ride, he just can't brake. You have to do all the braking. She's since retired from modeling. She married someone named Brandon Robbins in 2021. And why do I know that full name? Because I found the Bed Bath & Beyond registry.
What is on it?
Nothing notable. I was hoping for a wild thing. Instagram is Angelia_Marie. It's private, and the photos of her wedding, like the bio photo. She does have an interesting statistic. Angelia is one of 4 contestants who only appeared in a single episode of America's Next Top Model. 2 of whom we've already met, Tessa, and then Anna, famously of My Husband.
My husband.
And then eventually there will be, I won't say their name, but the person who's eliminated first in the British cycle is the 4th, which makes sense because there's not a casting for that because half of them are alums of Britain's Next Top Model. I feel bad for anyone who goes home first in this cycle because, wow, no impression whatsoever.
We did not know you.
I have no idea. Like, I know what Angelia looks like, but in a season where I don't know where half the cast, like, what they look like, I feel like Angelia, like, well, you didn't get a picture.
I feel the same way about Angelia that I felt about Magdalena.
Yes.
Who got at least got 2 episodes, I suppose, but got so unceremoniously
booted,
tossed asunder, right? And I don't know, like, it's a really rough photo shoot to be eliminated on and a rough runway show because, and I think Angelia said it, like, I can strut my stuff if I'm not in a plastic ball.
And the indignity on top of all that for her descriptor from the show to be sassy,
which
coded,
I am so
coded.
Sick of them doing that. It feels like specifically to Latina contestants.
Yes.
That's a word that I think we as a society should just retire. It's too coded now.
Only to refer to basic gays. In like a shady way.
Dogs. You can have a sassy dog. Animals can still be sassy, but that's it.
Mm-hmm. And we have a great replacement for it. Fista. You're having a Fista. Why did we do that commercial if we're not going to use the word Fista? Yeah, I just, you know what? What an interesting episode to watch.
So weird.
So much change. So much was the same.
It's just, yeah, I can't even give you a read on Angelia because of how little. And it's obviously, from the show's perspective, I expected Nicole to go home. And then almost was like, well, I guess send Andre home because she literally hasn't spoken this episode. But like Angelia did nothing.
Yeah. And if you think we did nothing, no.
You should rate, review, and subscribe and tell
do
us
more.
about it.
Yeah, do more.
You can leave us a review. You can star us on Spotify.
Send us an email at podleadem@gmail.com.
Send us a real mail at the P.O. Box.
Yeah, at podleadem.com. You can find me anywhere at Yet Charming.
I am on Instagram at Hannah Jane Ginsburg.
And I'm on Twitter at JW Crump.
And be sure to use the hashtag PodLeadem anytime you do. Otherwise, I refuse to look at it.
Why? Why would you look at one without a hashtag?
No, I rebuke ye.
I cast thee out.
So for PodLeadem, I have been Alexander Price.
I'll be Hannah Jane Ginsburg.
And I'm JW Crump.
And we'll see you on top.
PodLeadem is not endorsed by America's Next Top Model, Tyra Banks, 10x10 Entertainment, or any of their subsidiaries. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. America's Next Top Model and all names, pictures, and audio clips are registered trademarks and copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.